Okay, you guys. Ohio gozaimasu. What is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do a One Piece discussion video. That's right. Now, yeah, I know it's been a long time because the last one that I did, the last One Piece discussion video that I actually did, I believe, was either the One Piece live stream that I had about Shanks being the strongest character in the One Piece series, or it was the video I did about Akainu and him being the final villain in the One Piece story. And those two are going to be right here, okay? If you're interested, check it out, and, very simple. Now, this discussion video is going to be about who? Big Mom, and her powers, her abilities, what I'm expecting, what I am anticipating. And actually, this does stem from a thread, a post on a thread, which I was linked to a while ago. And that link is going to be in the description box down below. And so go do it right now, okay? Not only, so right now, I'm being dead serious. Go in the description box down below, click on the link. It's going to be on this site called OnePieceBay.net, okay? And it's this very long post from this individual who is a senior poster on this website. And he goes about explaining, he or she goes about explaining as to why they believe that Big Mom has powers that are related to witchcraft, okay? Witchcraft and wizardry and Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort and in cops and fucking Gandalf and fly, you fools, and all that stuff. So, which actually I agree with, because the way this person breaks it down is, to me, very, very good. And they go into detail about some of the hints that would lead to Big Mom being a individual of witchcraft. And so that, go to the link right now, and then I'll go more into detail because I have it here in front of my face. So we'll kind of go over in a sense. And also in that box below, Patreon.com. Go, okay? We're gonna give out prizes, or gifts, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. And the point is to have enough people being patrons of moi to where we can give out multiple high-end gifts to those who have supported me. So basically, you're gonna level up. And at some point, I may actually do like Patreon-only stuff, like Patreon-only streams, because they actually deserve it. They really do. So if you want to be part of that, again, that's going to be in the description box down below. So 3 minutes of talk. Let's just hop right in, okay? Big Mom. So first of all, let's break down the Yonko. Let's do that, okay? And if you guys are going about the site, you're going to see that he actually does it, right? He breaks down that, okay, so we have Kaido, and he's probably the strongest Zoan. Mythical or not, I don't know. It could be as simple as a lion, or it could be like whatever that Greek creature, Typhon, people are calling it. All right, so I don't know. I have no idea. Shanks, I've said it before, and I say it again, and I am so adamant about it. Strongest hockey in the planet, easy. He's the only dude that has exuded conqueror's hockey so fierce, so powerful that it leaked out, and the ship that Whitebeard was on started to break apart. I've done it like a billion times. You guys know my thoughts about that. Blackbeard, 2 Devil Fruits, the Guro no Mi, which had the power to destroy the world, and the Yomi no Mi, the power or the strongest Devil Fruit, Black Hole, whatever you want to call it. Now, this leaves Big Mom. What is she all about? And in the actual thread, okay, so first of all, the thread starts off like this, all right? The second highlighted point. Most popular cliche about Big Mom's Devil Fruit. The most popular cliche I hear about Big Mom's Devil Fruit is she has the acid fruit. The reason why she can't have this is simply because of Magellan. Now, see, this person explains how basically Magellan and Akainu, their abilities are somewhat acid related. No, simply because of the fact that Magellan is poison. I mean, he can have certain degrees of poison, like we've seen as max so far. And his max is that he can poison like the surrounding inanimate objects where they can like start to like decay and that kind of stuff. And Akainu is actually magma, okay? He's magma. I mean, there's nothing acidic about it other than the fact that he's exuding massive amounts of heat and he can melt objects on the spot. So acid with, I mean, yeah, are they kind of acid in when it comes to their properties? I guess, if you want to do like a roundabout, but I do agree that the acid fruit is a cliche about Big Mom that I think at first when you see the spit coming down from her mouth and it goes on the ground and the ground starts to sizzle, at first you assume it's the acid fruit, but when you think about it, it has to be far deeper because she is someone of great power, and Oda doesn't just do, I mean, unless you're Logia, it's highly unlikely that Oda does simple shit. Alright, I mean, we've seen guys with the flag fruit, the flutter matter. We've seen dudes who are stone dudes that can merge the actual stone and all bedrock. We have dudes that are the jacket fruit. Alright, yo, Bobby, put me on, man. It's like, dude, holy shit. So, he has all these fruits going on. So I think, and since Big Mom is a paramecia, I think that it's strongly hinted that she is a paramecia. There's probably no way that it's simple as the acid no meat. Now, and then in that same sentence, the individual, this Lucky Roo over here, basically says that the acid form of the poison Magellan, which again, it's kind of, it's not really acid. It's more so like it's actual, like he poisons the actual, you know, he poisons the inanimate objects around him, and it's like of a much higher caliber of poison. And acid is also a form of heat, and Akainu, again, heat is heat. It's not acid. It's heat. Okay, but that's a different story. One of the things I want to point out, all right? So if you go down to the actual post, okay, we have the next scene here. So we have Big Mom's Dove Fruit theme, and this to me I thought was fantastic. Okay, this person brings up the fact that Big Mom is actually very reminiscent of a witch. Her mannerisms, the way she speaks, the big nose, her physical features. She has the big gut. She has the huge nose, and he even mentioned how. And if you go down even further, okay, and I'll show you like a few pictures here. That apparently Big Mom's crew, her foot soldiers, they actually have get-ups that are very, very similar to magician suits. So if you look at Peckham's, okay, and that picture's right here too. If you look at Peckham's outfit looks like a magician's suit, and then he correlates it with the picture that he shows right here too. So that's very fascinating. How something as simple as a suit can be correlated with Big Mom's powers. That's very fascinating. Okay. Now another thing is that when you go to Big Mom's flag, which I also show in the video, Big Mom's flag, it has a tree on the side, and it has like, it looks like some kind of like candy cane going from the bottom left to the top right, and then some weird swirls going from the top left to the bottom right. But he points out right here in the actual thread, okay? He says this. He or she says this. A witch's broom or witch's broom is a disease or deformity in a wood plant, typically a tree, where the natural structure of the plant is changed. A dense mass of shoots grow from a single point with the resulting structure resembling a broom or a bird's nest. Witches also believe in sacred trees, and then that's on Wikipedia, okay? So the thing here is this. When you look at the tree, in the actual Big Mom flag, it would it would signify that she has some tie to a witch in her power, in her mannerisms, in her overall being, because witches have brooms, and witches, or either they have brooms or themselves as individuals, as magicians, they tie themselves to magical trees in some way, shape, and form. So I've always wondered, why is there a tree in her flag? Because it looks so out of place. It looks so random. But also when you think about it, when you look at the things going through her actual like symbol, On the flag, they kind of remind you of brooms, especially the thing going from the bottom left to the top right. Like the weird blue stripes, they kind of remind you of a broom. So is that an actual, thing that Big Mom has? I don't know. I really don't know. But it is possible. And then also the person also mentions how he does this thing called the reincarnations. And this to me, he correlates the past generation of Big Mom with the present generation of Basil Hawkins, which I find very odd since Big Mom isn't dead, nor is Shiki, because he correlates Shiki with Kid. He correlates Shiki levitation with Kid magnetism. Then he correlates Whitebeard earthquakes with Law's Operation Table. Whitebeard's dead, but I mean, the whole reincarnation thing, I mean, basically I did a similar notion, wherein which I strongly believe that the current generation of Luffy, Kid, and Law is like the past generation of Whitebeard, Goldie, Roger, and Shiki. That's what I believe. But he put in like Basil Hawkins and Big Mom, which threw me off. But then again, Hawkins is kind of like a voodoo-esque straw dude, but Big Mom, she's still kicking, she's still doing her thing. So the whole reincarnation thing, the whole reincarnation bit, I'm not really following. But I have stated something similar before in the past, that's for sure. And then the person also brings up that if you look at the story Hansel and Gretel, Hansel and Gretel, the story, and how the witch, she had a home base, and the home base of the witch was this candy house. Big Mom, one of the islands that she has, maybe her home base island, it probably is her home base island, is like it's like a cake island. Everything there is like sweet, made out of cakes. Now that's a very good fucking point. Oh, that's a great point. The fact that the witch in Hansel and Gretel, her house, her home base was an actual candy house. And in Big Mom's case, her home base island is like an entire cake island. That's a very good point. That is a great point. So the points right now in this thread that I'm actually liking are that point. It is the point where in which she does look like a witch with a big nose, and she does sound like a witch when you think about it. And it is also the thing with the suits. That to me is also, I think, is very, very good. Because Peckham's and Time Ago, they do look like guys who were like they do have like that magician getup. Now, granted, the thing with the tree, I'm not too sure about, but that's still a pretty solid point too. But that's not like one of the best points I think that he or she has going on in the thread. But regardless, let's move on here. Then this person explains about the powers and how her powers actually work. Okay, and we're gonna probably go with the spell know me or the witchcraft know me, which I do agree with, because that to me I think is actually a very good. Because when you think of Big Mom, she has to be able to compete with guys like Shanks, like Whitebeard, Blackbeard in this case now, like Kaido. And even though Whitebeard was sick and old, he was still devastating. Alright, man? I mean, Whitebeard was able to tilt the fucking seas, and people across the globe experienced earthquakes because of Whitebeard. His area of effect, and given that the world of One Piece is probably, it probably definitely, it is bigger than our planet. His area of effect is like at least planetary, large planetary for that matter. So you have to think about how can Big Mom compete with guys like Whitebeard, and then Blackbeard, especially since Blackbeard is rocking the same power that could destroy the world, and he has the Yomi no Mi. So spell no mi, witchcraft no mi, I think is a very good name. Very good name. Or magic no mi. Something like that. Now, this person explains about her power scheme. So let me go to point 3 right here, right? Point 3, crystallized magic acid. A lower level acid she can spit at you to turn into crystallized candy because you are alive. Now, of course, he retracts this later on, because in the end of the actual thread, he says that that the guys were in fact eaten, and that's true. Because at first it was assumed by this individual that Oda, since his story goes for both little kids and young adults, he has to appease both groups. So there probably won't be any cannibalism or like any people being eaten. But he retracts that because the way it's strongly hinted that they were eaten and chewed. So the thing is that the whole crystallized candy spitting thing, I'm not too sure about. But what is strong, what he's getting at here is that Big Mom has a pot in her stomach. Her stomach is like a witch's brew, like a witch's pot. And the saliva that comes out of it, her saliva is in fact like the liquid of that witch's brew, that pot in her stomach. Now, she did say to the guys that they would have to wait in her stomach. So are they still alive? I don't know. I have no idea. But there's one part of the power scheme that I did like, alright? The mobility thing and how she can fly around, I don't know about that. But this one, number two, I think is actually very good. Reality warping. She can use nightmare tactics / illusions in battle. Meaning, depending on the user she's facing, she can bring out their deepest fears in battlefield. And she can bring out their deepest fears on the battlefield as an imitation tactic. She can also change islands with her illusions, like Whole Cake Island example against Luffy. She could use an illusion of Ace dying, or a SH dying, or a Straw Hat dying. So now, see, that to me is good. If she is the spell Nomi, the magic Nomi, her being able to manipulate certain aspects of reality makes perfect sense. Which would also explain why she has a pot in her stomach, or which would give weight to that reason. Because having a pot in your stomach isn't normal, duh. But if you can change and alter reality, then yeah, you can do that. So instead of the island being an actual cake island, it's not more so that it's a cake island, it's more so that Big Mom changed it into a cake island via her own powers. Now that, I think, is very possible. I think it's very possible, given the nature that she is someone of Whitebeard's level, and she probably goes along the whole witch's concept when it comes to her mannerisms and when it comes to her physique and so on and so forth. So, right there is pretty much the basis of what we're going on when it comes to Big Mom's power scheme. And I actually agree with most of what was said in the actual thread, in the post. So, Big Mom is rocking some spell power. Yes or no? I'm gonna go yes. Reality warping, at least on an island level, yes. I'll go that way. And to me, her mobility, about how he explains that she can fly around, because even though she may not have a broom, she can still, do stuff in the air. I don't know. I have no idea, okay? It's One Piece. Oda can do whatever he wants to do. If he wants to make some, giant, 50-meter dude start flying, look at Oars, alright? Oars Luffy was ridiculous. Too big, yet massive speed. Massive speed. So if Oda wanted to make Big Mom start flying around without any, brooms, then he could do that. But the reality warping, I think, is the best part. Out of all the powers mentioned, there was the fourth power that he mentioned, which is higher level melting magic acid. She can use a higher level or magic spit, which will be able, pause. Let me retract it, right? Let me slow down. She can use a higher level or magical spit, which will be the acid side of her devil fruit that melts. Okay, fine. So, whatever. That one to me isn't a big deal. The second one is the biggest deal. It's the reality warping. That makes the sense, okay? The acid or the spit that has her witch's brew, which is her pie in her stomach, if she can use that to spit on you and melt you, that maybe it's possible. I don't know. and we're assuming that the guys in her stomach are still alive because she said wait inside my stomach. Again, this is all hypothesis. We don't know. We're throwing it out there. They're all theories, okay? So, is it true? Again, theory. But given what we have learned in this video, given what I have learned in this post, it does seem like it is a very possible conclusion that Big Mom is an individual who has powers that are witch related. So I'm gonna leave it at that, okay? Those are my thoughts. And again, if you didn't check out the thread down below or the post, the link to the post down below on this forum, then do it. Read it for yourself in full, and then give me your thoughts, okay? And then I may do a part 2 for this, because if we learn more stuff about Big Mom and her powers, or if you learn more stuff about, you know, the three-eyed girl and her crew, or maybe some, you know, let me not say anything because there may be, because I'm assuming that some guys haven't read the manga yet. So, but it does tie in. If you look at one of the latest chapters of the One Piece series, okay, you kind of get it. You see what's going on with the ship, okay? I mean, so I know it's a spoiler, but whatever. You see what's going on with the ship. And the reason why the ship does what it does may be because of magical powers. That's also another thing that I must point out. So that's going to be, once again, in the description box down below. And if you're spoiled, I apologize. I really do. Duh. But I'm going off the assumption here that people have actually read the manga. So I should do, yeah, I'm going to do a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, okay? I'm going to do that. So I'll see you guys later. Peace. Have a nice day. Give me your thoughts.